Hi guys, my name is Jesse Rackley and I'm going to walk you through the first part of the Alardi Vigil group. This is the section of our handout that is relevant to my video. Now as you know, my group chose corporate law and I chose specifically professional accreditation. Now some of you guys may not be clear what that means, so I'm going to give you a little bit of background before I get into my two cases. The federal government funds education in the United States. They do this through the Department of Education. Now, in order to make sure schools are using money the right ways, schools wanting federal funding first must go through a process of accreditation. Now, for specialized professional schools, such as cosmetology or nursing, the Department of Education relies on accreditation agencies. These are specialized agencies that develop criteria that applicable schools must meet in order to receive this federal funding. This brings me to my first case. The plaintiff is the Professional Massage Training Center, Incorporated, or PMTC. It is a for-profit massage therapy school. The defendant is the Accreditation Alliance of Career Schools and Colleges, or AACSC, a nonprofit organization in charge of evaluating and accrediting over 750 forms of higher learning schools that offer career-oriented curriculum. PMTC received accreditation in 2000 from AACSC. However, AACSC decided not to renew their accreditation in the year 2011 due to the concerns of their education. PMTC decided to sue in federal court, claiming that PMTC's due process rights were being infringed upon. The case started out in federal district court, where the plaintiff was awarded $400,000 in damages, and AACSC was ordered to reinstate accreditation to PMTC. Now, the issue at hand was whether or not a court has the ability to supplant the judgment of an accreditation agency with their own. The Fourth Circuit found that the lower court had improperly reviewed the case. They stated that accreditation agencies are used on behalf of the Department of Education in a quasi-public manner, and therefore, because these agencies have expertise in the highly specialized fields that they accredit, they are given deference in a court of law similar to an administrative agency. Now, this court didn't really do anything new, however, did serve as a clear indicator that deference should be given to the judgment of accreditation agencies, and courts should only review whether or not the accreditation procedure was fair and unbiased. Now, moving on to the second case, plaintiff is Mountain State University, or MSU, and they were a nonprofit secondary education school. The defendant is the Higher Learning Commission, or HLC, the regional accreditation agency for degree awarding schools in the area. MSU had received accreditation back in 1990. However, in 2008, the HLC notified the MSU of several operational and educational concerns about the school. MSU was given more warnings and time to meet accreditation standards, but in 2012, HLC deemed that MSU had failed to comply with accreditation standards, stripping HLC of its accreditation and therefore federal funding. The district court initially ruled in favor of the plaintiff, awarding monetary damages and demanding free reinstatement of accreditation. The Fourth Circuit reversed the decision. Now, the issue at hand initially began as whether or not the HLC violated the MSU's common law right of due process. On appeal to the Fourth Circuit, similarly to the previous case, the issue became whether or not the lower court conducted a de novo review of the decision made by the HLC. Also similarly to the previous case, the Fourth Circuit found the lower court had improperly reviewed the case, therefore dismissing the case. Now, this case didn't really do anything new either. It simply reaffirms the judgment of accreditation agencies in a court of law. It also helps reinforce proper procedure for courts hearing cases regarding quasi-public agencies.